Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to today's pre-match press conference ahead of our game against Orlando. We have head coach Pascal Jansen. If you have any questions, please raise your hand. We'll get started with Roberto.
Basically, a normal question for me after a game that you get a chance to live it down now, calmly look it over again, and what were your observations after re-looking at the game?
One of my colleagues mentioned it was the game called the Battle of the Boxes, and I totally agree. First half, we were okay. Second half, I think we were pretty decent. But the moments were decided in the box, obviously. And there's one moment in the first half where we get several opportunities to prevent that moment. And to the level of details, we don't, which is unusual for us because on the defensive side, we've been quite balanced throughout the season so far. So that made the difference, even though we played a pretty decent game, away game, with creating our moments, controlling the game like we like to do. We didn't get what was necessary, and that's what we've been talking about today with the team, obviously, and try to learn from it again and make sure that we go again.
Speaking of learning from situations, you spoke about briefly in a press conference about that there were mistakes made, and you just mentioned it again. There were mistakes made on the first goal. Is there any way you can go into a little bit more detail as far as that's concerned, so we can better understand what went wrong?
Yeah, I can. There's a moment in high pressure where we have our shape that we're looking for with Maxi and Alonso playing the high press, and we're close to the midline. There's a moment they try to escape from our pressure, and our structure in midfield isn't the way it should be. So we're not in control of all the areas that we should be in control of, which can happen because an opponent can also break our pressure. The moment one of their double sixes gets on the ball with his face up, looking to attack the space behind our defense, you see that our line is slightly off with Kevin. But we make up for it because the ball is played behind our defense, and like our principle is making sure that we cover ground as fast as possible in order to get organized again. We get a situation where we have at first 6 players behind the ball, and eventually we have 8 players behind the ball. So we're in a good defensive structure. We want to prevent, of course, an opponent to go through the middle. We want them to go back or around us. And they chose a moment to go around us, and then we are not aggressive enough on the sides, and they get an extra opportunity to get the ball into our box. And then at the final stage of that moment, it's really detailed work because we have our 3 defenders covering the frame, and the moment the cross is being played, there's only 2, which opens one of the corridors, and the anticipation in front of the goal is slightly off. So it becomes from a bigger perspective, comes down to very detailed, and that's something that we addressed and have to do better in the next game, of course.
Onto the Zoom, we'll go with Scott.
Hey, Coach, how are you? Scott Church and Stream Punk Soccer.
Hi, Scott.
Hey, super easy, barely an inconvenience on this question, but do we have any injury updates with Keaton and the rest of them? Thanks.
No, there are no updates. There's just one question mark going into the next game. That is Maximo Carrizo. He wasn't able to train with us today, and we're still looking into the details and see if he's available to train tomorrow going forward into the Orlando game.
Michael?
Hey, Pascal, it's Mike Andrew from Blue City Radio. Thanks for the time.
Hi, Michael.
So I know the common response from a coach is always focused on the next game, but you've got a short turnaround. All these games are on the road. Is there any part of you that takes a look at the roster rotation and says, hey, we've got to focus on getting guys ready for Saturday and making some changes on Wednesday's match?
Well, today obviously is a very important day. It's the first day the boys came in again after traveling back from the previous game, and everything looked very well today in training. Everybody was available apart from Maximo Carrizo. So we have a few choices to make going into the next game, and of course the focus is now on Orlando and making sure that we have a good team on pitch again to start off this game. It's going to be an important game for both teams, I guess. And today has given us a lot of information going into this game, and then tomorrow the final calls will be made.
Jonathan?
Hey Pascal, Jonathan Mack with AM New York.
Hi.
Will your new signing Nicolas Fernandez play any part in the Orlando match this weekend? I mean this Wednesday.
No, he's not eligible to play yet, so we're working on the details. Hopefully, we will get the things done as soon as possible, but he will not be available yet to play on Wednesday.
Thank you, Coach.
Mo?
Coach, I mean, you guys just added Nicolas Fernandez, and there was rumors a little bit on Raul Gustavo from your old team. Can you speak anything about that?
No, the only one I can talk about is Nico. Nico has joined us, and we're in the process of getting him eligible to play for us. On the rest of the things that you mentioned, I cannot comment.
Sure. And then another question, with the Club World Cup that just ended, one of your old players did a phenomenal job with El Ali, Mohammed bin Ramadan.
Yeah,
Did you watch any of the games that he played in?
yeah, I did. I'm very fond of Dali. I had the opportunity to work with him in Ferencváros, Tunisian international player, a national team player, and it was very nice to see him at this tournament because he deserves it. He's a very good player, so I enjoyed watching him.
Perfect, and thank you, and good luck for tomorrow's game.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Anyone else? Great. Thank you, everybody.